Over the past 12 months, coronavirus has spread across the globe, taking the lives of 1.5 million people worldwide. This pandemic has taken the best and the worst out of all of us, whether it be our average citizens, our frontline workers, or in fact our world leaders, each of which took notably different approaches in attempting to curb the spread of the virus. Let's think back to March. Coronavirus is spreading rapidly. Day by day, we hear news of a new country looking to lock down in an attempt to flatten the curve. Let's check in with 4 of our world leaders to see what approaches they are going to take.
This deadly virus has spread through countries around the world, and we must take action now to stop the spread through our own country. We have seen other countries have implemented a national lockdown, and we have chosen to do the same. From midnight tonight, all non-essential workers are asked to stay within 2 kilometres of their home. All schools will be closed and all other social gathering will be prohibited. All non-essential services will be closed. We understand the economic impact of this lockdown, but it is necessary to get our health service back under control and to protect the health of our nation.
I've taken the very difficult decision to implement strict measures to limit the spread of Covid-19 in our country. From tomorrow at midnight, we will be entering a lockdown in which all non-essential workers must remain within 2 kilometres of their homes for the next 4 weeks. All visits to other homes will be strictly forbidden, and all non-essential retailers and services will be closed. I've absolutely no doubt that my decision will save many, many lives.
We as the government have been monitoring the coronavirus situation very closely, and we've implemented measures where necessary in order to protect the lives of our most vulnerable. However, going forward, it is clear that these restrictions will not be enough. Therefore, from tonight, we ask that people do not leave their house unless it's for an essential purpose, such as to provide an essential service or to get groceries or to get medical attention.
Right now, we have everything completely under control and nobody needs to worry about anything. This is just a small thing that has come from China and it's just like a flu. We're going to completely shut down the virus and the number of cases in this country will slowly become 0. I think that when the weather starts to get warmer around May, June or July and the heat comes in, that this will kill the virus and one day you'll wake up and the virus will just be gone. It'll just be like a miracle, honestly. It's going to disappear. So I don't think it's necessary to shut the country completely down, as I feel like this will do more damage than good. Everyone just needs to relax and trust me. I have everything completely under control.
We will be getting shipments of PPE in the upcoming days. The huge demand worldwide currently has led to our country, like many other countries, struggling to supply PPE.
Yes, I've actually managed to secure numerous shipments of PPE in recent days. It certainly wasn't easy for me to obtain these given the huge demand worldwide, as you can probably imagine. But I worked very hard and I pulled a lot of strings to make sure that we got them.
Fortunately, the government already had a plan in place for the event of the pandemic, which involved having reserves of PPE. We are confident that these reserves should be sufficient in lasting the entirety of the pandemic. However, protecting our key workers is a matter of key importance, and therefore, as the coronavirus situation has unfolded, we have secured additional orders of PPE.
Yes, we have tremendous amounts of PPE in our country, but I believe the public is overreacting slightly to this issue. I don't think this is as serious as everyone makes it out to be, and I think we're fine with the PPE we have. I don't think there's going to be an overload, as I think that this virus will be gone very shortly, so I don't feel like it's necessary to spend the capital on all of this PPE while we could invest it in our companies or the stock market.
We have been following both the medical officers in our own country and the leading medical officers around the world. These men and women have an expertise in this field. My role as president is to take their advice and give it to the people.
Of course, I've always listened to the medical experts throughout the pandemic when making decisions, but ultimately it's me that makes the final decision on which measures to implement. And it's certainly very clear that my decisions have saved hundreds, if not even thousands of lives.
Yes, as a government, we are proud to say that every decision we have made this far in the pandemic has been 100% backed by a team of medical officers.
Starting today, we'll be terminating our relationship with the World Health Organization. I don't think it's fair to our public that they're trying to spread fear throughout our nation. This virus is going away. It is going away, I'm sure, We have the most cases out of any other nation in the world. Why? Because we do the most testing to ensure the safety of our citizens.
Finally, let's look to autumn. For many countries across the world, autumn marked a fresh start in which they could reopen fully. However, autumn also brought with it the much anticipated second wave of the virus. Let's check back with our leaders.
We are disappointed to announce that from midnight tonight we will be returning to level 5 restrictions. Over the recent months, the number of cases has begun to rise in our country like in many other countries. We ask you again to follow our restrictions to help protect the health of our nation.
I'm extremely proud to announce that the country is now in a position to totally relax all restrictions. The tough controls and measures I set to win the battle against Covid-19 have been a huge success. While many other nations unfortunately continue to struggle with the pandemic, my restrictions have helped us win the fight against the virus. I certainly hope that when it comes to voting in the next election, voters will remember the success of my decisions, as well as the absolutely disastrous situation we would be in now if I had heeded the opposition's calls not to implement an area lockdown.
Today is a good day. Today the government would like to announce the end of COVID restrictions in this country. Again, we would like to thank you, the people, for coming together to protect our most vulnerable citizens. From today, everything that you have had to sacrifice because of the pandemic, you no longer have to sacrifice. You can hug a family member, your children can return to school, sports will resume. The only restriction that still remains in place is the ban on international travel, as we want to ensure that there is no way that COVID can re-enter our country after all of the sacrifices you so graciously made.
Hello, fellow citizens. I'd like to announce that we are now in a position where we can relax restrictions completely. You may take off your hats to one another for the hard work that you've put in through this difficult period. Although the number of cases in certain areas are growing at an alarming rate, we feel like a vaccine will be here very shortly, so there's nothing to worry about. Everyone will be fine, and well done to everyone.